Hi, this is Michael Uslan. You're listening to Batman on Film.
I'm as mad as hell, and I'm not gonna take this anymore!
You son of a bitch.
Plug you in while tuning the frequency. Jett and the crew, they got the remedy. Discussing bats and all his legacy. Mike is silent. Welcome to the social hour. We're talking gospel, science, power. Look in the field, the protest got the keys to the Batmobile. Lights go down the shuts about the storm. Jett's wisdom striking like a dog. Without the ways of harm, we're in deep, not sleep. Welcome to the social hour, exploring Gotham's darkest hours. Tune in, feel the charge. Jett's at the helm with glowing large.
Welcome to the Social Hour, a Batman on Film podcast, Batman-on-film.com. And as always, do not forget the dashes like Pete Vera did back in the day. And all sorts of nefarious events begin to occur. Ron Lauer, how are you?
Yes, sir. Hello. It is, it's been a while, Bill. I think since a social hour, since you and I have recorded on a social hour.
Well, we're like
folk.
DC. We're like DC Studios. We don't,
Basically.
unless there's a, unless there's a script ready to go into production.
Yeah.
They don't talk about it. We're kind of like, well, here at the Social Hour, which is pretty heavily focused on Batman on film, the cinematic endeavors of Batman. There's nothing to really talk about in that regard. Why just BS? I got other podcasts. You want to break down Batman 66 each episode. We're doing that right now. Go over there to the original Batman on Film podcast, and it's a little sub podcast called Batteries to Power. There's Batman animation, so there's chapter by chapter. We're at all one-stop Batman shop.
One-stop Batman shop. Yeah.
Yeah.
And I would visit that shop every day, and I would be poor. I would be poor. I've sent you I just got the AMC I didn't we're sitting here recording on Zoom. I didn't physically show you, but I sent you a picture yesterday, that popcorn tin with the Batman #1 cover on it. That's worth it. And that is a bargain because the price includes a large tub of popcorn. So I'm telling you, get to AMC. They didn't pay me for this. I'm just saying, I like to point out a good deal when it's Batman related for sure. Get that popcorn tin. It's pretty cool. It's a good display piece. I mean, it's just like the cowl for the Batman.
Yeah.
That popcorn bucket. I did not put one piece of popcorn in that thing. Absolutely not. But it has been on my shelf since the night I brought it home, out on display, because that's great. I
got it too. No popcorn was in there. Well, this is the BOF Social Hour, as I said, episode number 216. I am merely Bill Ramey, the founder of Batman on Film. Let's ride!
Let's ride!
And speaking of AMC, hopefully they'll have that 10 there, that Batman 10, because I'm going to the AMC, an AMC theater, as I say it in my Texas way.
That's right.
Tomorrow to see Epic, Elvis Presley in concert.
Yeah.
And in IMAX.
Nice.
I'm seeing it in IMAX. It's the only weekend it's in IMAX. Reviews are fantastic. And if you don't know anything about it out there, while they were filming Elvis, the biopic starring Austin Butler, directed by Baz Luhrmann a few years ago, they found like 40 cases of film from the two concert documentaries Elvis made in 70 and 72. That's Elvis, That's the Way It Is, and Elvis on Tour. And so this is a lot of it is never seen footage. And they did that. Peter Jackson his company that restored the Beatles
Yeah.
stuff here recently. They used that
Nice.
same process, and yeah, they said and they have audio. They pulled new audio from Elvis, and he didn't do very many interviews in his life, but like every bit of audio that exists of Elvis talking about Elvis, they used, and he narrates the damn thing. So
Elvis does?
Elvis, yeah,
Nice.
he is the narrator of his own story, and I am fired up because I am a diehard, huge
Yeah.
Elvis fan.
And um you're basically an Elvis historian, but I expect
Yes,
you to learn quite a
yeah,
few things on this.
yes, I fancy
Yeah.
myself
Cool.
a historian of Batman and Elvis.
Nice.
I've ever said that before. I don't know if I've
Well,
ever
I
mentioned
think
that.
anybody listening to this, their first question, obviously to you, Bill Ramey, is will you be wearing your Halloween costume
No,
to go see this?
no.
No?
I thought about it. Announcer Rachel shut that down.
She did.
Yeah,
If it was up to you,
yeah.
you would
But
have. Okay.
I do have my, I have a t-shirt. It's one of those, it's a nice t-shirt I got. It's Elvis's face on the front, basically from like 50s. And, John Lennon was famously said once, before Elvis, there was nothing. And so it's before Elvis, there was nothing in that. And it's the image of Elvis
right.
within the letters of that. So I'm wearing that. I wear my TCB necklace,
Of course.
and yeah, we'll let it all hang out, baby.
Yeah.
So,
All right. Well, maybe draw a little bit of sideburns on your face.
oh
Maybe,
yeah.
huh?
Well,
Maybe.
I still look. I kept my Halloween sideburns, the ones I got. I
That-
did. You didn't know. If you don't have what if you're listening and have no idea what I'm talking about, I spent all of 2025 putting together an Elvis costume, not a concert costume from the 70s, but like Elvis, like prime Elvis, 1970, 71, and I splurged and I got the Elvis tribute artist level sideburns, real human hair. So I got those because you never know when you're going to need those, right, Ryan? You never know you're going to need those real hair Elvis tribute artists.
You got to be prepared, just like Batman. He didn't know when he was going to need that shark repellent, but he had it.
He had
when
it,
the time came.
and he needed it, and he used it when he had to. Okay,
It changed
anyway,
things forever. So,
but I
keep
tell you
those
what,
sideburns.
yes, if they have that Batman #1 popcorn tin, and I'm going to see Elvis in concert, epic, 100% confirms it's all connected.
It's of course, it's all connected. Worlds collide.
Yeah,
Dogs and cats living together, mass hysteria.
Yeah.
You know the deal.
Yeah.
Well, I hope you get it, and I hope the movie is excellent.
Yeah, all the reviews are great, saying it's unless you have a time machine, it's the closest thing to seeing Elvis live.
Nice.
Ever. I'd ever mentioned I did see
IMAX.
Elvis in concert. Did I ever mention that here in this space?
If you did, I forgot.
Yeah. 1974. Houston
Wow.
Livestock Show and Rodeo. I was 8 years old. And I went with my mom to see Elvis. So I can say that. I saw Elvis in concert.
Oh, that's good.
All right. Want to talk some Batman? Because it's all
I want to
connected?
talk some Batman. Yeah.
Yeah. All right. So the Batman Part 2. We're on the cusp of filming here, probably April-ish, May, somewhere around there. Pre-production, big time underway. We even talked about before we started recording how they're probably like production art and artwork and things like that they need for merchandise is already done and going out, because it's not like the movie comes out and then all of a sudden a toy company like McFarlane back in the day starts making merchandise for the film. So that stuff happens way in advance. So I thought I'd go back and just mention briefly just a few bullet points of where we're at till today of some significant stuff. So June, around June 27th, 2025, Mattson Tomlin and Matt Reeves posted that picture on social media that basically the script was done. Our first little bit of potential casting news came around the 10th of October, 2025. Tobias Menzies, rumored to be in talks or was mentioned in regards to playing Amadeus Arkham. Any thoughts on that one?
Cool.
We talked about that. Yeah.
I feel like
You can comment on any of these little things.
Bill, this is like 4 months ago, 5 months
I know.
ago. Like I don't remember anything anymore.
Well, that's why I'm doing this little recap for everybody.
What was his name again?
Tobias Menzies.
Yeah, so I'm looking him up really quick, and it's not a face that I can quickly think of and identify with, but the thought of having a casting of Amadeus Arkham being in the movie and stuff, that's like, oh, that's cool. That's not been explored in live action.
If he's in it, I would say that
Live action film, I should say.
It's probably a smaller role.
Sure.
We got to remember that in this world, Martha Arkham, Martha Wayne, Batman's mother, Bruce Wayne's mother, I should say. So that would be her brother. Yeah,
Bill,
no,
come on.
Sorry, you didn't know.
But the idea of it, of like, oh, okay, like the idea of it is cool.
November of last year, it was reported that the production of the Batman Part 2 would return to Glasgow and Liverpool to shoot. Also in November, Luke Hull was announced as production designer. Don't know anything about Luke Hull, but there you go. He's a production designer. There's a show we talked about that. So if you want to know all his awards, go to IMDb or whatever in the hell and Google it up.
Go to the internet.
In December, Eric Messerschmidt, director of photography, was announced. And then we started getting a little casting, some big casting stuff. The Scarlett Johansson rumor, which apparently is not a rumor. She is in the film. Early December, Scarlett Johansson, apparently the scuttlebutt says she is playing Gilda Dent in the Batman Part 2. Around that same time, about a week later, the Brad Pitt rumors came up. And that was for the character of Christopher Dent, but Brad Pitt can't do it. Scheduling conflict. That would have been a good get. I think he's kind of a name, right? He's kind of a box office draw, huh?
People have heard of him.
Yeah.
He's dabbled in Hollywood.
Yeah, a little bit. Sebastian Stan. That was just last month, early January. Sebastian Stan has signed on. He is playing Harvey Dent.
Well, now they're just being lazy and just pulling people from the MCU, Bill.
Yeah, well, and they're just remaking The Dark Knight.
Yeah, they're remaking The Dark Knight.
Yeah, it's a remake.
MCU.
Yeah,
I don't like to be that guy to make those comments.
Well,
big eye roll.
Someone has to.
Yeah,
someone has to point it out.
Yep.
And that's about where we're at. Let's see. There was one night about a week ago or so. Stellan Skarsgård.
I saw rumblings of that.
Yeah, Stellan Skarsgård. Say that 3 times.
Stellan Skarsgård. Yeah.
Stellan Skarsgård. Stellan Skarsgård. Feel like I want to say it in Minnesota accent. Stellan Skarsgård.
Skarsgård, don't you know?
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Oh.
Apparently, I don't know how far this even got, but he was something to do with Christopher Dent, and he's not doing it.
Correct.
Scheduling.
That's what I saw.
220, 221, whatever it was, whatever it took, whatever it takes.
Yeah.
He's not going to be in it. So it shows you, and he's 70-ish, early 70-ish.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, they were looking. I mean, it was like 60s to 70s. I mean, I'm sure Brad Pitt could have played older than his age if he had to. So
There's something that had come
yeah,
out with him. So he just got nominated for his first Oscar,
yeah,
and something had come out with, I don't know what kind of health issue he ended up getting to where he can't remember lines anymore. And
really.
there, I forget what the roundabout way, if there was like he had an earpiece that was, and somebody would read him
That's
lines
what
or
Bruce
something like
Willis
that.
did at one
Yeah.
time.
And I don't want to try and say anymore because I don't want to be completely inaccurate, but there's something like that is a story that came out
Okay.
here recently, like last month or the month before, or something like
Oh,
that.
that
And
would
that was very,
suck.
yeah, that would suck. That doesn't mean like he's still with it. It's not like his mind is gone or anything
Yeah,
like that. It's just something happened medically where that had taken effect. And I was like, oh, that's a bummer. But it's like, and he got his first Oscar nomination. It's like, well, holy shit, look at that. He's a good actor, obviously.
yeah, yeah,
Um, but yeah, okay. I came across that as well, and I'm like, well, that guy, he commands a screen when he's on it, you know.
yeah.
But I don't know what
So
this apparent Christopher Dent role is. I have no idea what it is, so I'm not going to see her and act like I know, or it's a missed opportunity, or dodged a bullet, or anything, because I don't know
yeah.
anything.
Well, it shows you who they're looking at.
Yeah, they're looking for
Someone,
quality. Good.
yeah, good actor, early 70s, late 60s, early 70s. I know
Yeah.
Brad Pitt's only a few years older than me, but like I said, he could have played a little bit older if that's the case. So I'm interested to see that seems to be the last major big role, big part. I
Yeah.
guess I should say it that way for the film that's yet to be cast. I know there's a bunch of supporting roles and whatnot and smaller roles that probably have yet to be cast or have already been cast as well. So we'll see where that goes because we'll start. You know how this stuff will start rolling, and we'll see so and so's playing the guy standing next to the newspaper stand. In the
Yeah.
Batman Part Two.
It's not like they only have 4 castings confirmed for the movie
Yeah,
that starts filming in 3 months or so.
yeah.
Like,
All right. So that's kind of gets us up to date. Um, so I want to move on to Mattson Tomlin here recently. Uh, he dropped a little what I call it his little gem of info about the Batman Part Two, where he said on the Twitter, I'm not going to call it X, on the Twitter, we work exceptionally hard to tell a story worthy of the character, something that feels new and dangerous. The bar couldn't be higher. Looking forward to people seeing it and being able to talk about it at length. Can't begin to describe what this film means to me. Thought that was quite interesting.
yeah,
New and dangerous. I know because everybody's expecting old and safe, right?
yeah. If Harvey Dent is in a movie, then they're obviously remaking The Dark Knight.
Yeah, 100%.
I roll because Harvey Dent's never been in anything other than The Dark Knight. Joker's never been in anything but Batman 89. Catwoman's never been anything except for Batman. Like these are characters from the Batman's world that
Yeah,
will reappear always. Um, I expected an original story. Like
yeah,
I just did, and I don't give weight to people that will try to say that there was a lot of just grabbing stuff from previous iterations in the Batman. I don't think that holds weight. I think that's you projecting because you didn't like the movie for what
mm-hmm.
that if you don't like the movie, that's your opinion. It's completely fine. I don't care that you don't like the movie. But then to just um, throw some stanky bullshit on top of it, that's when
Mm-hmm.
I'll push back a little bit and think, well, now you're just kind of being a dipshit. Like
Hey now,
I
hey
don't, I
now.
don't, I know. I don't like being that, I don't like to be
Yeah,
that way on this. I like to be
well,
positive about it, but it's just, I think it's BS. And I think Reeves showed that he did create, there are core Batman elements that will appear in Batman stories. And if you don't have
yeah,
those, people will be like, where was this? Like, this
yeah,
is what I see with Batman. Batman's in a suit. Batman has a Batmobile. There's a Batcave of some sort. You're going to have a Batmobile scene. Like, that's Batman. And he has some kind of
yeah,
gadget. That's Batman. Um, but outside of that, it's like the Batman is not like previous Batman movies.
No.
I see, much like Dark Knight had continuation elements from Batman Begins, but was not just remaking Batman Begins. I
Mm-hmm.
expect that for the Batman Part 2. And Mattson Tomlin, if you followed him, you see he is an original thinker. Like just look at the stuff that he has created.
Mm-hmm.
He's not copying anything. He's coming up with his own stuff. He's an original thinker.
Mm-hmm.
So the fact that he has enough to get a, co-writing credit for this movie is like, okay, he had a massive print on this then to be able to get that writing credit too, right? And not to mention, you see as much him and Matt Reeves together and stuff being very, I'm gonna say, not hiding their teamwork on this script. I mean, straight from the horse's mouth, right? Like he said, like it's very important to them. They worked hard to come up with something new and different. It's like I'd expect that to hear it straight from the horse's mouth. It's always like it's something fun to like, oh, cool, you know?
Yeah. It's it is new and dangerous. Dangerous. I like that because I hope they do something. Obviously, they'll do something that we don't expect.
Mm-hmm.
And something, quite frankly, that will piss off some people,
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
Because you got to push the envelope sometime. I'm not talking about doing something that's completely just idiotic or it would be just terrible idea. But I mean, for example, and I'll preface by saying I know nothing about the script whatsoever. But what if Harvey Dent doesn't become Two-Face? What if it's Gilda?
I'll piss
That's
some
new
people off.
and dangerous. It would piss people off. Some people, it's different. It's not rehashing The Dark Knight. It's not rehashing Batman Forever.
Yeah.
Where Harvey became Two-Face. And there is comic book precedent, kind of, in Batman Earth 1, Volume 3, where Harvey's sister, who was Jessica, who was also mayor of Gotham, becomes that world's version of Two-Face. It's not Gilda. I'm just throwing that out there as a something dangerous. I'm glad they're doing something that's he says is dangerous.
Well, I mean, we looked at
and new.
And somewhere along the lines, it brought up discussion of Reeves usually confirms things himself, and he does some kind of GIF posting or something to basically confirm a casting in a role. He has not done that for Scarlett Johansson or Sebastian Stan, but the first one with Scarlett Johansson, excuse me. But I mean, we know how much of an influence the Batman Earth 1 book was on the Batman, right?
Mm-hmm.
And I mean, somewhere, and I can't credit who, like bringing it up of like, well, what about if if it's the route of like Scarlett Johansson is Jessica Dent, like the Earth 1 books. And what if Harvey Dent doesn't become Two-Face, but she does or whatever? And I'm like, you would get purists that would get pissed off about it. Don't make Batman a mass murderer. Otherwise, I don't care what you do. Do something cool. Keep Batman as Batman. But if you do something like that, there is comic book precedence. I really dug it when I read that in the Earth 1 books. Like that was a good spin, and it felt valid, It didn't feel like this complete betrayal or just like we're just gonna do something shocking just to make it shocking. That annoys the shit out of me. I don't like that.
Yeah.
But this would be one. I know there would be comic book fans and people who don't like the Batman that would pick that apart. I don't care. I don't have time for them. If it works in the story, I think that could be cool, and that would, more to your point, be a little dangerous because you're not going the expected route.
Yeah.
And the ones saying they're just remaking The Dark Knight are expecting Harvey Dent to be Two-Face then in the Batman Part 2. And you and I had said a long time ago on a social hour of like, I hope we get a whole movie of it's just Harvey Dent.
Yeah.
That would be different. That would be cool. Establish that, and then if they ultimately go that route, he becomes Two-Face. We've spent a whole movie with this guy, you winning us over, giving him depth to make that turn. And now you surprise us with it going a slightly different turn with it. Like, cool. I'm not saying I'm going to expect
Yeah.
that at all. It's just something that popped up and we talked about.
Okay, let's just say that he is Harvey the entire film,
Mhm.
as you and I have talked about in Hope. Let's say he becomes Two-Face in part 3. Okay. Going back to Scarlett Johansson's role, whispers are it's a villain. Lots of possibilities, as we talked about already. Well, there's the Two-Face thing, but also maybe she's quite secretly, quietly, unbeknownst to even to Harvey, part of the Court of Owls. You
Yeah.
know, and like I said, I fan. I'm a fan. I fan. I don't fan fiction. I don't write movies in my head. I'm just throwing this out there because I really liked him with the description of new and dangerous, especially dangerous.
Yeah.
And yeah, it's not going to be. That's like I don't think Hush was in it. I never thought Hush was going to be in it. Thought it was too close to what they did with the Riddler. You know, if he's on some vendetta against Thomas Wayne, that was kind of like what they did. It's too close to what they did with the Riddler. You know, he was kind of had a vendetta against the big wigs of Gotham. Any other thoughts about Mattson Tomlin and his new and dangerous, and just that comment in general?
I mean, no, I try to refrain of,
Yeah,
I think there's too much, there's a lot of hyperbole just because, hey, Mattson Tomlin coughed.
yeah,
James Gunn, said, hey, I tied my shoes today. Oh, I'm so excited. He tied his shoes. Like,
yeah. What does it mean?
Yeah, exactly. He dropped a hint in there. Let's dissect it. Let's do an hour-long podcast on what color his shoelaces were, what his form is.
It would be like a
looped them.
2.5, 3 hour podcast, right?
Yeah. And and I'm not pessimistic with it. I just told you before we recorded even of and there's real world stuff, positive, negative, whatever you want to say, that real things to concern my time with, or I don't need to sit here and read into Tomlin's words and concern so much. I'm take him what he says. Something new and dangerous. Oh, that sounds cool. What could it
Yeah.
be? You and I just went a little hypothetical.
Yeah.
Don't need to go any
100%
further
hypothetical.
because what we see could be nothing at all what we just talked
Nothing,
about.
not even close.
And I'm
Yeah.
not going to set myself up to where, because it's not what I thought it could be, then it's not good.
Yeah.
It's just okay, cool. I like that. I like that idea. It's not
I will
retread.
not-
I didn't expect it to be retread.
Yeah. If Scarlett Johansson's Gilda Dent or whatever, whoever she's playing, does not end up being a female Two-Face, I will not have a complete meltdown because I wrote this in my head. So I hope no one else does that. I know everybody's worried about that.
Pete and I were taking bets. Okay.
Yeah.
We're Bill will melt down, Bill won't. I don't know. Let's see.
Yeah. Yeah. Only the other thing I'll mention about news-wise, what was it? About the Batman. I just had it, and then we started talking about Scarlett Johansson again. Anyway, it may come to me. All right. Let's finish up here. I want to mention this because it was out there here recently. DCU Batman stuff. And I'm not going to mention specifics or sites or people. I'm just going to say there was a report, wasn't here on Batman on Film. Take that for what you will, that we wouldn't see the DCU Batman until Reeves was finished with the Batman Epic Crime Saga. Gunn didn't want two Batmans at the same time, and wanted, to finish that trilogy and then move on to the next incarnation of the cinematic Batman. That's true. I would say that's a smart move, James Gunn. But then, of course, social media gets involved, and there's calls like, "Can you debunk this? Can you confirm this?" And it's like he debunked, kind of, sort of debunked, but I just, whatever. I'm not paying attention to any of that. I'll just say my preference, my official stance here at Batman on Film is I would hope they would wait until Matt Reeves is finished. It's like I just wouldn't want to have the Justice League Mortal with a different version of Batman while Christopher Nolan had yet to make The Dark Knight, or is in the process of making it during that trilogy. We had a brief moment with multiple Batman on film. I mean, like 3. If you want to count Clooney in The Flash, 4. You know, with you had the Batman, then you had Flash come out later on, and it was Affleck and Michael Keaton return, and then you had the twisted, or whatever you want to call it, at the end with Clooney. I know I tend to get a little bit more wound up about it.
Yeah.
Than you do. And that's a good thing, because it's really nothing to get wound up about, to be honest, even though I do. So, I said what my official stance was, and
yeah,
you can give us yours.
I have listened to podcasts where there's commonalities, but someone else has a different preference than I do when it comes to Batman. And that is live, right? You encounter people that have a different preference. Not saying that they're an evil bastard and you're an angel. It's just like when it comes to entertainment, I think this is good. Oh, I don't. I think this is good. Oh, I don't. Like that's human nature. And
it's subjective.
Correct. And it doesn't mean you have to be an asshole to somebody that has a different preference, right? So DCU Batman, it's still just an idea. I do not count that he fully exists just because his silhouette showed up in a cartoon for 4 seconds.
Absolutely.
He does not, it doesn't exist. So there are people who don't like the Batman very much. That's completely fair. I don't, like I said, 10 minutes ago, it doesn't bother me.
It doesn't bother me. It has no effect on...
These are fictional characters.
Yeah.
I don't care. That's completely fine.
If you hate the Batman, it has no effect on how much I love the Batman.
Exactly.
I couldn't care less. Knock yourself out hating it.
And someone can have a preference of this idea of what a DCU Batman could be. To go all in on it and crank their excitement level 2 and 11. I'm like, calm down. It's not even a thing. You're romanticizing the idea of it. How do you automatically know this thing that doesn't exist is going to be so much better than the Batman?
This is what annoys me. Of course, there's a lot of things that annoy me about social media, but you've got a Batman movie in pre-production that's coming out next year. The casting is taking place, and all this. Who do you want to see play the DCU Batman? Who would be the best for all this DCU Batman stuff? It's like you said, it's not real yet.
Yeah,
it's a theory that's in the very the most beginning stages you can of happening.
You don't know the tone of things or anything. Do you think like George Clooney could have been a good Batman, but not for the Batman and Robin that was made? Like that's just a flat out example I'm trying to think of here of like Christian Bale. Do you think he would yes, cast him in a Batman 66 style film and movie? It's like, no, that doesn't work. So you don't know the tone and how comic booky this DCU Batman could be. So how can we sit here and say that, act like we know? We don't.
Yeah.
My preference lines up with yours. You and I have a lot more in common for our preferences than we don't. In Dark Knight trilogy and the Batman, it's like that's our preference. Solo grounded Batman. That it just sings to me. That's my favorite. I don't expect every person I ever talk to share that. I don't. There's some that they do enjoy. He's teaming up with Superman. He's teaming up with Robin. He's in the Justice League Watchtower. People like that. That has comic book precedence. All of that does. Decades and decades worth. He's malleable, as we've always said here. Batman's he's a rare pop culture character that can kind of fit into any mold. He can.
Yeah.
What's your favorite? There's gonna be some content of that.
Yeah.
Cool. I can't discredit that They want a more comic booky, lighthearted Batman. That's just what they like and what they want. Who am I to say that they're wrong? They're not. That's not my preference. That also doesn't mean I won't enjoy it. I loved the Dark Knight trilogy. The fact of Batman versus Superman, Batman and Superman, that's not my preference, but like I'll give it a benefit of the doubt. And I ended up liking the movie. All of its warts and everything. A Justice League, like I rarely read Justice League stories. Rarely. There are some that totally work and that I do enjoy. Kingdom Come, Justice, uh, Identity Crisis, like those are Justice League stories with Batman, and I do enjoy them. Um, that seems like the idea for DCU Batman, but it's still not there. I'm not gonna shit on it because it doesn't exist. And I don't want to be someone that goes so hard against it and then it comes out and I end up liking it. If I'd have been spewing venom about Batman versus Superman, well, people would have said that I was right because it got horribly reviewed, but like I ended up liking that movie. But it's like, what's real? The Batman Part 2. That Batman's real. Like that exists. I feel like we can talk about that because we have a whole movie. We have an HBO series in that world. Like that exists to where we can have conversations about it. It's my preference. It's what I like. That's what I'm going to spend my time talking about. I'm not going to, I don't know. I don't have time or, emotional weight to give to a DCU Batman because it's not real to me. Once that comes out, once it's cast, we know a tone, a story, I can start to have more, opinions because there's something that's real. With you, I've said this before too. I think there should be just the Batman. Once Reeves is done, bring in another Batman. That keeps the character special. That keeps his movies
Exactly.
special. The Dark Knight was an event. I'd say The Dark Knight Rises kind of was an event, like it was a big deal. Times have changed in the past, 18 years or whatever the hell. I get that too. I don't think like my personal feeling is, oh my gosh, Batman's going to be in a movie again in the theater. We got to go see it because it's Batman and Superman, or it's Batman and the Flash. How many people that go and see Batman movies, and I'm not talking about comic book fans, I'm talking about general audience, are like, oh my God, yes, it's him and the Flash together. I don't
Hardly any of them.
I can't speak to that because I don't know. My feeling is like it's a small crowd of moviegoers.
What's going on here?
Hey y'all, it's Bill Ramey, founder of Batman on Film. Let's take a quick pause in this podcast for these words from our sponsor. And it's been established since 1989 that we're going to get a solo Batman movie that, frankly, honestly, they've been relatively realistic. I'm doing air quotes, grounded. I think the most, I'm discounting BVS because it's not a solo film, but I mean, Batman and Robin was the only one where we had any type of villain who had powers. We had a frozen man and a woman who's poison.
And and I'm not
granted, Batman and Robin was not a good movie, and that had a lot. It had a lot to do with it not performing well, even though it made money. Most would throw that in there, but I think there's just this expectation of what you're going to get from a Batman movie that appeals to general audience.
Masses.
And if I were, I would say, like, if James Gunn came to me, and he's not, but if he said, Bill.
Oh, people don't see James Gunn sitting right there, Bill. They're not seeing the Zoom call. He's right there. Hey, James.
I was trying to keep that on the down and low.
Yeah, edit that out. My bad.
Yeah. I would just say, hey, man, look, I'm a fan. I would just wait till you get this. Yeah. You're right in the middle of another trilogy, this saga. Wait till it's done. Why oversaturate the bat sphere, as he called it at one of his social media posts? why oversaturate the bat sphere with two different versions of Batman coexisting at the same time, even though it may be a year apart? That's just wait and make Batman. To me, Batman on film is a big deal. A solo Batman movie being released is a big deal. Let's, give the DCU Batman a chance to be a big deal.
There, yes. Okay, so there you go.
Okay.
Great. Because I want to make sure to give some weight, because I've talked to people who are for like the idea of DCU Batman, like had a
Yeah.
an actual conversation, not just like throw shit at each other. Uh, and I'm not saying that there can't be quality material done where Batman is with Wonder Woman, is with Superman, is with I'm not saying that cannot be done. I don't think flat out Batman versus Superman. You look at the money; it made a shit ton of money, right? Economically, it was successful. People don't follow the pattern after its release, from the drop from first weekend to second weekend, the effects of the shifting of what the follow-up movie was, and like the effects of it. I don't think just because Batman, Superman, and Wonder Woman were in that movie, that's why it didn't succeed. I think it was, it was story. I really do. I think it was story, it was tone, it was mood. And though just like I can see that just because I liked it doesn't mean that everybody did, or I'm smarter than everybody else.
Yeah,
Like,
people
it
came
didn't
out
work
of
for
that
people.
movie. Well, you know what? I'll wait because we're going to do a
Exactly.
BDS.
That's
a
just like
BDS
an
show.
example. It's like I don't think the idea of them together is the reason that it didn't succeed. I think there's a lot of other factors.
I would agree with that.
I didn't like the idea of Justice League Mortal happening because it was at that time.
Yeah.
If it would have come out after Rises, I'd have been like, sweet, Batman's in a movie again.
Yeah.
That'd have been my draw, more so
Yeah.
than if they'd have said, hey, Superman, Wonder Woman, Martian Manhunter, and the Flash are going to be in a movie together. And I'd be like, well, where's Batman? Here's a new Batman movie where Batman's a character in it. Like, that excites me, Here's a Flash movie. Cool, Batman is in it. Oh, okay, Batman's in it. That's just my draw. I think it can be done. You just got to have like the right elements. And a DCU Batman with no information. I'm not saying that can't be successful. It can't be something I won't like. I have no idea. What you just said, though, I think is like, that's where I think I do agree of, let's put all of our eggs in this basket for the Batman. Let's pump that Batman up. Spare no expense for our Batman budget.
Mm-hmm.
Go on this one. That's done. Great. Guess what? We have more Batman coming. And it's going to be like, we had a great era. Here's a new era of Batman. Let's go all eggs in on this basket. Let's put our budget towards like that. That to me makes a lot more sense.
And focus.
Than,
The focus.
Yeah, exactly.
You know what I'm saying?
The focus, and let's focus on this Batman and making him the best he can be, informed, notify the most people we can, as opposed to, well, we've got to, how do we do the split? Let's do 60-40, 60 for Pattinson and 40 for this one. Like, then it does start to get a little mucky. Somebody could come and argue with me right now on where, like, with an opposing view, and I could understand points that they make, and I don't think would shift my perspective, but I think could bring some valid points I hadn't considered. I don't think what I'm saying right now is like, this is it, Bill. Don't you push back at all in any way whatsoever, because I'm right. It's just like, it's genuinely how I feel putting thought behind this stuff. And then, but I'm not going to say, hey, the Batman Part 2 comes out. All of a sudden now, DCU Batman is cast, shows up in a movie. A new movie's coming before Batman Part 3. I'm going to be there. I'm going to follow it. I'm going to watch it. I'm going to have an open mind to it. And I'm not scared of that being better than the Batman.
No,
universe.
that has nothing to do with it.
I don't care. I bring it. I've said it to you before too.
Yeah.
Like, make a better movie than The Dark Knight. I would love that challenge, because then I'd have a new movie. Like,
here's what. Yeah,
we should
that has
strive
nothing
for
to
that.
do- Whoever, if there is a fan, I'm air quoting again, who says, they're just afraid that the DCU Batman is going to be better. That's asinine and ridiculous. Okay, that has nothing to do with it. What it's about is clogging up, mucking up the bat sphere. You got the Batman Part 2 come out next year, 2027. And then the very next year, you put out another solo Batman film. It's completely different actor, completely different it's just like people. I'm talking general audience.
Yeah.
Fans will go, "Oh hell yeah,
Yeah.
hell yeah,
The more the merrier. Give me as much Batman content as I
yeah."
can.
But the general audience would say, "We just had a Batman film out last year, so what's this?"
Yeah.
And there's no chance to breathe.
Yeah.
You know,
Exactly.
there's no chance to breathe.
Bill,
And
go ahead. Sorry.
yeah, no, I'll just throw in, and I've said this before. If the success of the DCU weighs so much on the appearance of the DCU Batman,
Yeah.
there's no point in doing the shared universe DCU. Just make
Agreed.
DC films. Just make DC films.
Agreed.
Okay.
I agree with that. It shouldn't be Superman, and not going down a whole thing, it's just to further your point. Superman, a lot was riding on that because it was just the first one. Like,
Yeah.
we're up and moving. Of course, there's a lot of pressure on 89, right? I was 2.5 when that movie came out.
I was
But there's
23.
there's a lot of pressure on that movie. There's a lot of pressure on Superman 78. You know, it's because they're the first ones of something. You know, we hope people will respond well,
Yeah.
and then we can move forward, or we're going to have to, alter our plans completely. I that's just like where my brain goes on, like, with that too. And like, take pressure. You say that DC has a plethora of great characters. Well, then explore them.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm not saying give us some D level character and give them their own movie. Like, no. For as long as Wonder Woman's been around, she has 2 solo movies and that's it.
Mm-hmm.
You know, focus on her, build her up, build these characters up so that when you do ultimately combine, there is like, it is an event or something because you've built them up. Gosh, a smaller sample size, because you're saying muck up the batosphere. A smaller sample size is with comics. And I know movies and comic books are different. Pete and I, for Batman Book Club, would do the wrap-up episodes, and there was a time where we were doing 20 to 30 comic books a month of Batman. And man, that's a lot, because you're getting a lot of like, yeah, it was cool. Yeah, it
Thank
was
you,
cool.
DC. Let's
Yeah.
throw that out there.
As opposed to, they really cut back on it.
Mm-hmm.
And you have a month, and opinions vary, where I have the last Halloween issue is out. To me, very like good quality. Batman and Robin Year One, high quality. Batman Dark Patterns, high quality. Dark Patterns, universally pretty much, whoever reads it, like that is good.
That was
material.
some of the best Batman stuff we've had in the comics.
But we've
Yeah.
slowed down the production and invest more in the quality, making it more memorable. And it's just like, that's such a small sample size, but I think it's, it's worthy of an example of like, let's not overcrowd it and let's focus on making the best of the pieces that we have. Excellent. Like, I don't know. I know that they announced a writer for a DCU Batman. Have no idea the projected timetable for it or anything. I kind of don't care. And we shouldn't. I feel like we shouldn't know. There's some. Nobody needs to be up in my business about anything that I'm doing.
I think James Gunn didn't want people to know.
Yeah,
who
I
it
agree.
was.
And there's something that is not
Because there's already
understood.
people jumping to conclusions about it
Exactly.
based on who's writing it. So
Yeah, and there's also I don't think there's an understanding of, and this sounds snooty, of the creative process. It doesn't mean like that you tell me right now like Lauer, come up with the funniest one-line joke of all time right now. Come on, let's go.
Yeah.
And I would shoot out the funniest thing you've ever heard ever. Stories don't just like, they take time. Things take time to get ideas. You don't know when they'll come. You don't know how to stretch out that idea, how to make that idea better. Like, it just takes time. It could take this writer no time at all. Like, I got this great idea I'm exploring, starts writing the outline, and Gunn's like, holy shit, that is awesome. And it moves fast. It could take quite a while. We've heard so much of stuff in development hell, like, I don't think we should know that Christina Hodson's attached to writing it. I don't think we should know that right now. We should know the script has been written and given the green light, and she's the writer. That's when I have interest.
yeah,
I have not lost sleep or put much thought into the fact of her announced that she's attached to writing uh, The Brave and the Bold. I haven't, because I'm like, good for you.
I
Tell me when it's
I'm
done and we're moving forward.
I'm with
Then
you.
I
I
care.
haven't even. It doesn't even cross my mind really.
And it's not a reflection on her in any means
No.
whatsoever. It's like,
Yeah.
cool. Like, we've been here before. Tell me when it's moving forward. Then I can have more opinions.
Yeah. I'll just reiterate. I would say wait till
Yeah.
the saga's done, and also, hey, if having a Batman in the DCU is so important for it to succeed,
Mm-hmm.
then there's no point of having this connected DCU. How about let Superman shoulder the load here for a little while, or other characters,
Yeah.
that we haven't seen. That's just my opinion. I remembered what I was gonna that last bit of the Batman Part 2 info. I was gonna recap. Well, one of the recap bullet points. Zoe Kravitz not returning. I don't know why some people thought, oh, they're replaced. A guy came into. I work in physical therapy now. Yeah, I'm a big shot.
Mhm.
And one of the patients is like, knows who I am. They're like, yeah, Scarlett Johansson, she's gonna play Catwoman. She's taking over for Zoe Kravitz. I don't know how that even became a thing, but whatever. And I also don't think she's not in the Batman Part 2. It makes sense. She just left for Bloodhaven. The Batman Part 2 picks up. It's just a month plus ish from the events of the Batman. I don't think she's gonna, she just got to Bloodhaven. Give her a chance to do her Bloodhaven thing. I think we see Zoe Kravitz Catwoman again.
Mm-hmm.
I think we see her again.
Also, didn't you want to like, man, I don't want to be the will actually guy. I don't like,
Yeah.
I don't want to be that person, but it's also like, well, it's false information. I don't want you to, I want to clear this up for you. Okay.
Yeah.
And wouldn't it be cool if she shows up? Not saying I'm expecting this, but like if she does pop up and I don't know it, leave
Yes.
surprises for the movies.
Yeah.
Yeah. And in that, she comes back, pops in for whatever reason, says whatever of why she turned, whatever like that. Cool. I don't need to know everything about a movie before I go see it.
Yeah.
So
You don't.
I don't.
Don't
and
you
I
want to know
don't.
every single thing
don't.
about a movie?
I don't. Pete tries to tell me about everything, and I'm like, shut your mouth, Pete. I don't want to know, actually. Yeah, that was one that I really was like, come on. Come on. Whatever.
All right. And I will say, I think we see her again. Hey,
I do too.
if she does show up unexpectedly in Part 2, then it's just a surprise. Let's go.
Yeah.
Let's go.
If Scarlett Johansson's character does end up being a surprise, like a twist villain or something, I don't want to know before I see the movie.
I don't know. Said before,
I don't know that I need to know anything, because I know I'm going to be there. As soon as I can see that movie, I'll see that movie. So do I need to know anything?
I wish I didn't know that Ducard was the real Ra's al Ghul in Batman Begins before I saw it.
Same. Yeah. I'm a wiser man now, I hope.
I go back in time and punch the 2004 version of me in the face and say, do not read that leaked script, you son of a bitch.
You son of a bitch.
I knew.
Therefore, maybe DCU Batman will finally give us the Mr. Freeze with all the diamonds.
Yeah, let's go.
I am assembling a Lego Batmobile of Batman the Animated Series right now, and a mini figure in that one that I've yet to put together, Bill, is Mr. Freeze.
Okay.
He came with it.
Let's go.
I hope he has a diamond.
He better have a diamond.
If not, I think Catwoman has a diamond or a jewel in one of my other Lego sets, and I'll just give that. I'll just give that to him.
Hey, why not just get a real diamond?
Ooh, there we go.
And then super glue it to the Mr. Freeze logo.
I'll go to a jewelry store and be like, "Oh, you buying for someone special?" Yeah, Victor Freeze. He's diamondless. Okay, he needs. And they just like, "What?" I'm like, "Yeah, I'm gonna glue this to my Lego figure. I need a good one, so show me the good ones."
Yeah. They'll say, "Okay."
Wow.
Say, okay.
Yeah. Oh, this guy.
All right. Okay, that's gonna do it. You
All
want to
right.
mention anything? What's been going on with Batman Book Club?
Batman Book Club. Let's see. Just at this point, one episode this month. Wrap up's coming with Pete. Scheduling. This has been a busy time, but I mean, last month there's a few episodes looking. Celebrated 60 years of the Batman 66 TV series by looking at the Batman 66 comic book series. BOFer Trey Jackson and Jay Oz were on those shows, and then the writer, the orchestrator of that whole series, Jeff Parker, got to talk to him on there. Those are posted on BOF. Check them out, or wherever you listen to podcasts. Most recent episode, just a Batman chat with a writer artist Clay McCormick, who, he did the two Red Hood. He wrote the two Red Hood issues in the Beyond the White Knight series. He co-wrote the Generation Joker part of the White Knight series. Cool dude. And we just had a Batman chat. Just talked a variety of Batman comic book stuff. It was just fun to have. I've been wanting to do one of those conversations,
Yeah.
shooting the breeze about, hey, wherever it takes us, let's talk. We
Yeah.
did. It was fun.
Yeah.
And then, cool things are coming up. And then, yeah, gonna do Dark Knight Returns, based off of your idea that you threw my way, and you'll be involved in that. And I don't know when. Probably that'll be April or May. But I mean, that's coming.
Yeah. We'll have a Dark Knight Returns anniversary show here, but it'll just be reminiscing about
Yeah.
the whole thing.
Yeah.
In terms of, what it meant, what it means. I like history, so the historical factors of the Dark Knight Returns. And yeah, I'm glad you're doing it, doing all four parts. And I want to get those facsimiles
your idea.
that come out. Have you seen those? Or have you seen that DCU is doing
I
that?
saw your post
Yeah.
on BOF. Yeah.
The original facsimiles of the original 4 stories. That's going to be cool.
I don't need to buy any more versions of that story. I have the absolute. I have a trade. Like, I think that one of the first trade paperbacks when it came out, a re-release of the trade paperback. They released the 4 books on their own in a hardcover box set thing that I also bought. Like, I don't need to buy any more versions of this story. I only do that to the Long Halloween, but we'll see. I told
We'll
you
see.
the DC
Yeah.
Compact Comics, the Dark Knight Returns one's coming out at the beginning of April.
I got one of those for Court of Owls
Uh-huh.
saga because I figured that I didn't have it collected.
Oh, I didn't know that.
I did not have it collected yet, and also I thought might need to brush up on it just in case for the Batman Part 2, just in case.
Or in another, and I won't say which one, just in case of another comic book series.
Oh yes,
Now,
there you
say no
go.
more. Say no more, but
Okay.
pure coincidence. Yeah, I felt off. I think those are. I mean, I think they're great ideas. It's really funny to me. So I'm holding up and showing Bill the Long Halloween. So that's, as 300 pages or something of a story, and it's $9.99. And then Arkham Asylum, which is less than 100 pages, is also been reprinted and released in DC Compact Comics, also $9.99. Like, it really makes me laugh of how
Yeah.
quick of a story and how thick of a story. Gotham by Gaslight, they just released a version like that, and between the two, I forget what the sequel of that one's called, but they included both of them. That's like 100 pages maybe. That's $10. Like, they're all
Yeah.
the same
About
price no
$10.
matter
Yeah.
the quality,
Yeah.
or not quality, but the length.
Length. Okay. I'll just mention quickly, we are in celebration of the 60th anniversary of Batman, the Batman 60s TV series. We are doing a podcast series called Batteries to Power. It's on the original Batman on Film podcast. Javi Trios leading the way, and it is going through each episode, but together. The 2-parters, so they're together, each one. I was on the first. It was High Diddle Riddle and Smack in the Middle, one show, episode 1 and 2.
I got it downloaded.
season-
I haven't listened to that yet.
Yeah, for season 1, just for season 1 this year, because it's the celebrate. And Trey is doing chapter by chapter. Trey Jackson is leading chapter by chapter, another chapter by chapter series on the 66 movie.
There you go.
There you go. And I review Absolute Batman.
I
Take
review
that for what
Batman.
you will.
There we
you
go.
review Batman. Okay. I got four
Okay.
quick questions.
All right.
Four quick,
Rapid fire.
and then we're out of here. Rapid fire. Quick thoughts on Batman, the title.
It's won me over. It is a different. I I think you've used this before. I'm not using your words against you. I do think that this fits what I was saying before too. Of like I think it's Batman at its core. It is. It's a little more lighthearted and super heroic than my downright preference, but it's not that far either. It's like look at the
Okay.
history of Batman comics. There's a lot of that with Batman. Um, and I think there was one issue that I didn't really care for, and I think one or two others prior to that that were like, yeah, it was all right. But I think the past three have been pretty darn good.
Okay.
And it's it's Batman, but like a little bit of a different tone. It's a little bit brighter, sure, but I don't think it's by any means cheesy or hokey.
Okay.
I think it's on a good roll.
Absolute
Good run.
Batman.
My opinion swaying. The Bane, I really enjoyed the Bane arc. I actually didn't mind the Joker issue, and I really, really liked Arc M in the
That
annual.
one, that was good.
Mm-hmm.
I thought it was really good.
Yep.
And
And
you have read the latest, I could tell.
mm-hmm. Yeah. It was all right. Leaning more positive, it was all right than, like, it was all right, Bill. Like,
Yeah.
I'll be doing a reread of the whole series. I just think the first arc was, and I've expressed this to you, and it's just how I genuinely felt reading it too, it felt trying way too hard to be like, yeah, look how badass and different we're trying to be. That's just how I was, and I didn't approach it trying to read that way. That's how it was feeling,
I think
and it was a little
I
eye
can,
rolly
I,
for
s-
me.
I s- I see what you're saying. I think they found its leg. They kind of
Yeah,
found its legs. The Bane
Bane's
arc
hard.
was good.
Bane's hard to do successfully and not repeat what's been done before.
Yeah.
But also you can't stray too far from what Bane does to
Hmm.
Batman. And I think that they found a good I really I thought it was good. That arc was the turning point for me where it
Okay.
started like, okay, I'm digging this now. I'm really finding this. And it's pretty much I've enjoyed it since then.
Okay. If you were stuck on a desert island for the rest of your life, apparently you have a television
Hmm.
or some sort of media and electricity. You can have one Batman comic and one Batman in some other form of media, whether animation, live action movies, video game, whatever. What would they be? One comic and one other form of media, Batman media.
Long Halloween. It will always be
Okay.
Long Halloween. No hesitation. It would be tough for it would be a Blu-ray disc of some sort. I want to say the animated Batman the animated series just for the pure fact of how many hours
Okay.
of content are included. I also know all of those so well that I would almost hesitate and say the 66 series because I've never seen every episode of that.
Okay.
But and then there's The Dark Knight, and how could I never watch The Dark Knight again? But you're telling me I got to pick one.
Yep.
I think I'd go the animated series
Okay.
because that's how many freaking episodes of content. So I'm stranded. I need stuff to occupy my time.
Okay. Last one.
All right.
Completely has nothing to do with Batman. You can only eat one food the rest of your life, and it's either, I mean, it can be you could say a burger, or it could be like a kind of food, like Italian. So either one, but you can only have one.
Oh, okay. That's good. And I think people would expect me to say cereal. I was gonna go much more specific and say maybe like chicken, because if you can do a chicken in a variety of ways, but you just said Italian. I think I would go Italian.
Okay.
Italian food the rest of my life.
Okay.
That includes pizza. That includes pasta. What else do I need?
Okay. All right. Good. Okay, very quickly, it would
Uh-huh.
probably be book wise Batman Year One and Batman Begins.
Okay.
Second question was
Well, no, that was your second question. The first
That
was,
the
what do you
second
think of
question. First
Batman?
Oh yeah. Never mind those two. Batman is okay. I like Absolute. The last issue was my least favorite. Didn't mean I didn't like it. I got to see where it kind of like. There's a lot of with Absolute. I want to see where this goes.
Sure.
And where it goes, I always end up going, okay, it's pretty much it's very much Batman at the core right there. So we'll see. Food, Tex-Mex. Yeah, that's it.
That's it.
Tex-Mex. There you go.
One last for you, and then we can wrap up.
Yeah.
Nobody knows. What was your reaction to them teasing a Robin in the Absolute universe?
I'm anxious to see where it goes.
Yeah.
Intrigued.
All right.
We've met Dick Grayson.
Yep.
But is he Robin?
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying?
Yep. It is way too similar to think that art is not, R, what's that stand for? It stands for Robin. Like,
yeah,
it's too similar, but until you read, we don't know. So
one last thing I'll mention is about Absolute Batman. I cannot, when I read Alfred's dialogue, I cannot hear it in my head with a British accent. And it's bumming, it's annoying the hell out of me. I have to stop and then kind of force it in my head of it sounding like, in my head, and when I say sounding like, when you read, it's sounding like a British accent.
Oh, okay. That's one thing that I haven't lightened up on. I think Alfred's useless and absolutely.
I don't know how.
I think he's worthless.
I don't know if it's the dialogue, but I cannot. I just can't.
I haven't really thought about that. And now you probably just inception.
I put that in your head?
Yep.
Yeah.
Next time I read it, I'm like, damn you, Bill. You son of a bitch.
Yeah. All right. So for Ryan, I'm Bill. Announcer Rachel will finish up here. We'll catch you next time.
You have been listening to the BOF Social Hour, Jett's official podcast on Batman on Film. Follow BOF on Threads at The Batman on Film. Follow BOF on X, formerly known as Twitter, at Batman on Film. To help keep BOF up and running, go to patreon.com/BatmanOnFilm, or you can buy BOF a beer at buymeacoffee.com/TheRealBatmanOnFilm. For Jett and everyone at BOF, I'm announcer Rachel. Authoritative, definitive, the original, Batman on Film, founded in 1998.
You son of a